Moderna is asking Health Canada to approve a COVID-19 vaccine for children between 6 months and 5 years old. The company says a trial of 6,700 children determined the vaccine was safe and produced a similar antibody response to the one that's seen in adults. Moderna says the trial took place mainly during the Omicron wave, and the vaccine was less effective at preventing infection in kids than previous trials in adults. Joining us live tonight to talk about this is Dr. Alan Grill, Chief of Family Medicine at Markham Stouffville Hospital, and Dr. Dina Kulik, pediatrician and founder of Kid Crew. Dr. Grill, I'd like to start with you. Many parents are obviously eager to hear this news, the last age group not yet eligible for a vaccine. What do we know about the trial so far? What's gone into testing for this age group in particular?
Thanks so much for having me this evening. Yeah, so right now, we have a trial and information that's been released by the pharmaceutical company. So it still has to be peer reviewed by Health Canada and the National Advisory Committee on Immunization. But here's the story. It's about 6,000 plus kids. Most of those kids obviously between the age of 6 months and 5 years. And it was done during the Omicron wave. Good antibody responses was said in the report. So, we saw the same level of antibodies that we saw with adults, which is obviously a reassuring sign. In terms of reduction of symptomatic infection, in other words, getting COVID and having symptoms, it wasn't as good as the original trials way back when before Omicron. It was somewhere between, 37 and 50%, depending on the age range of the trials. But again, there's still huge advantages of any prevention that we have in decreasing the risk of Omicron. And we were already expecting a little bit of lower sort of efficacy because we've seen lower efficacy even in adults with Omicron and the vaccine. So, good initial study so far, but we still have to wait for the peer review.
So, Dr. Kulik, what's the difference about this shot for this age group that the company is recommending in terms of dosage, number of shots, the recommended intervals? What do we know about it so far?
So what is being proposed is a much lower dose, 25 micrograms, which is half the dose that the older kids get and about a quarter of the dose of what adults get. 2 doses, 4 weeks apart. So quite close together. And with that, it prevents infection, as Dr. Grill said, in 37 to 50% of children. Importantly, though, it dramatically reduces the risk of severe illness requiring hospitalization or potentially death. And that's really, when we're looking at vaccines, much more what our focus is. Of course, we want to prevent infection, but more than anything, we want to prevent kids and adults from getting very sick with this illness.
All right. We're going to have to leave it there right now. Thanks for your time.